So yesterday for me, for you watching at home, on your phone, iPad, laptop, TV, I don't know. This happened about a month ago. But for me yesterday, I got to witness my Tampa Bay Buccaneers win a Super Bowl. And it was pretty special. It was a big day. It was a big day. Had a few celebratory drinks, so I'm feeling a little dusty. Anyway, I thought we'd do a beer that encapsulates the mood, the feeling, everything that goes about winning a Super Bowl, and the one person who made that happen for Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the GOAT Tom Brady, Mountain Goat Hazy Pale. Welcome back to ABV TV, where I drink beer on the internet, even though today he's thinking that's not a good idea. But hey, here we are. Mountain Goat's Hazy Pale Ale. Another hazy beer. There's a surprise. But this is Mountain Goat's version of a Hazy Pale. Let's have a bit of a look at him. Color-wise there, that's like a nice light yellow color. To be honest, I wouldn't call this hazy. It's a little opaque, but I wouldn't exactly say that's a hazy that you come to expect with hazy beers. You expect it to be cloudy, sort of a whitish yellow kind of a color. But yeah, this has still got a little bit of clarity to it. Not much, but there is a little bit there. Aroma-wise, it's pretty subtle as well, which is another thing that you kind of expect from hazy beers, is that it's going to be very, very big aromas, those big hop, fruity aromas that will come through. But this is very subtle in that. I'm obviously getting some citrus flavors in there, but yeah, there's not much that's really coming through with this one, unfortunately. But that's all right. Let's see how it goes. So the beer's got definitely a level of sweetness to it. And that citrus, juicy kind of a sweetness is what I'm picking up. It is very easy to drink. It's nice. It's surprisingly refreshing, considering how ordinary I'm feeling at the moment, which is dangerous because that probably means that I may get a second wind here and perk back up. God damn. But yeah, the beer is, it's okay. Like there's nothing special about this beer. It's not bad, but it's not outstanding. It does sort of sit very middle of the road, and I kind of get the feeling that maybe that's what Mountain Goat were looking for when they did brew this beer. They're obviously getting in on the haze craze and having a beer out there, but I think it's also probably produced and at that price point where it is going to be a mainstream beer that drinkers will buy, not buy the singles or 4-pack, but they'll buy a carton. I think price point wise is kind of ideal as well. I think a case is under $60 from memory. This one's been sitting in the fridge for a little while, and I can't remember how much I paid for it, to be perfectly honest, but I think it's a pretty reasonable for craft beer. But yeah, it's very middle of the road, and I don't mean that to come across as being a bad thing. It's not, but yeah, that's just what I'm getting from it. So it's 4.6%, so that's kind of around your standard Australian pale ales. The hazy part is the one that kind of throws me a little bit, because I would say it's not necessarily hazy as such. It's got all the characteristics of being a hazy, especially with that freakiness to it, but not even close. But it is a nice balanced beer, light, very easy to drink, and it's probably is the perfect beer for me to be having post Super Bowl celebrations. Yeah, it was a good day. It was a special day for me yesterday. I have a very good habit of supporting shit teams. Tampa is one of them that I'd come upon. Kind of by accident. I've been a big NFL fan for a long time, and still am a Raiders fan. It was the first team I got into. Only reason I became a Buccaneers fan is I didn't jump on the bandwagon like everybody else when Tom Brady went down there. I suffered as a Bucs fan for about 5 years. I've lived through the Jameis Winston constantly throwing the ball to the other team. No, I've lived through the 4-12s and 7-9 seasons. But yeah, I started being a Tampa fan. My first NFL game, live NFL game, one time in the States, was at Tampa. It was at Raymond James Stadium. It was the Buccaneers and the Jags. I said whoever won, they would become my second team. I'm glad it was the Bucs that day, because I don't know if I could handle being a Jags fan, to be perfectly honest, because I don't like their uniform. And I don't mind this version of the Buccaneers uniform either, to be perfectly honest. I actually think it's kind of cool. But the new one's nice too, don't get me wrong. It's way better than the original one, which looked fucking similar to that, to be honest. It was orange. It was atrocious. But yeah, in terms of the beer, this is a good hangover beer, actually. Well, that's probably the best way to describe it. It's a hangover beer. It's not too offensive. It's not too harsh to drink. I know sometimes after a big day and a big session on the drink, the next day the first one can be like razor blades going down. This one isn't, and I think that sweetness helps that a lot. And it's such a light and quite smooth drinking as well, which I don't often expect from a pale ale. I suppose it's a little similar to hazies, I guess, but yeah, the colour just is still annoying me a little, that it's not hazy. It just looks like a light pale ale. Anyway, can't win them all. You can if you're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who've just won the Super Bowl, but for you that was a month ago, and chances are in a month's time I'll still be celebrating the fact that we won the Super Bowl. Fuck yeah! And all because of the GOAT. Fucking love Tom Brady. I didn't when he was at the Patriots. I thought he was a prick. Hated him. But now, fucking legend. Anyway, Mountain Goat Hazy Pale Ale. Good for hangovers. Go out and get him. Cheers.